everyone. Welcome back to Nerd Doctors. My name is Griffin. I'm joined with my co-host Edward.
Hey guys.
We're continuing Edward's birthday month by doing Batman and Robin, as we do a Batman video every week of November. This is a movie Edward's been trying to get me to watch for years. And I'm not exaggerating, literal years.
Yes,
I'm
that
never
is
watching
correct.
this movie ever again. This is the second worst DC movie I've ever seen.
You know, I've said that enough times to know that that's untrue. On my part, of course. I don't know why I keep revisiting this piece of shit, but here we go.
That's on you, man. I don't care what
It
the
is,
reason is, never doing it again.
it is fucking bad, but let's dive into it.
I'll start with the things I liked. I
Okay.
liked Alfred. I thought that the actor did a great job with that. I also liked George Clooney's Bruce Wayne. And I think that's probably about it. What would you like about the movie?
You know, I've had many conversations with a lot of friends over the years about this movie. This is the first time I've sat down with anyone and actually talked about things that I do like, which funny enough, there are things that I do like. I do agree with Griffin. I do like George Clooney's Bruce Wayne. I like how suave and playboyish yet caring he is. And I particularly like the scenes with Alfred.
Yeah.
The dialogue between the two of them, because it's very father-son oriented. There's a scene in there where, you know, as a child he falls and scrapes his knees like all children do. And Alfred goes and tends to him. And it just shows that dynamic because there's something going on in the movie where Alfred's dying. And it shows that dynamic that Bruce doesn't see him as a guy that cleans up after him. He literally
Yeah.
sees him as the dude that raised him. And I like that, especially in a movie that's so shitty
And
that they were able to, you know, elaborate on that.
the thing with that is, I guess, just that leads in just Batgirl's plotline making no sense in this movie.
Yeah, no fucking sense
That
at
made
all.
no sense given exactly what you said, because that's super obvious. Anyone could get that. We're just observing them for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
So I
and
don't.
we'll get to
Yeah,
Batgirl in a
we'll get to
minute,
that a
but
little bit later. It's just
Griff
had to
does
bring
have
that
a
up.
point that like when the whole, you know, Batgirl stuff happens, there's a particular reason as to why she's there, which now that we said this part makes absolutely no fucking sense whatsoever.
Yeah,
Michael Koff as Alfred is phenomenal, even with the ass movie that this is, and as Bruce Wayne. George
yeah, he did a
Clooney,
great Bruce
this
Wayne.
this was at the height of George's career. You know, right after ER, this is when women were like drooling over him. He was the dude to play. I mean, if you're thinking Playboy billionaire, um, dates every hot model in town, it would have been him. He looks great in the part. Some people were like, he looks old. I'm like, no, he
No,
doesn't.
I think
He
looked
doesn't
good.
look.
I mean, even like when he did look old
He was in
in
his mid
in the
30s when
Flash,
he
he
did
still
this
looked
movie.
amazing.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did exactly. And for all the people that back then, I had a buddy of mine's dad was like, he looks as old as Alfred.
No,
What the fuck? No, I
no.
never got that. You could tell that there's a giant age gap between Alfred and Bruce Wayne. No,
Yeah.
George was in his mid 30s. For the things that we liked, I think that's it. Let's dive
Yep.
into the rest of this shit.
I think
This
the top
movie
of my
starts
list.
off horrible.
Yeah.
The whole suit up scene.
All the
Why
suit
do
up
I need to
scenes are
see
terrible.
why do I need to see Batman and Robin's ass cheeks? Why?
No, it was so bad. Like the costume design's terrible. Like Bat Nipple's awful.
There's
The
so much fucking neon in these two movies, Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. We get it, dude. You're Batman. I don't need to see a bat logo on every single thing. That's one of the,
no,
for
Robin's like
me,
being stealthy and like
yeah, there's no
they're gonna
stealth in
see
these
you
movies.
coming 5 miles away.
Oh, absolutely.
They're
The
gonna
fucking
see you
Batmobile
before they hear you.
has no cover. It's a convertible. So,
Yeah.
you know, Deadshot could just kill Batman in these movies if he was, you know, in here. The Batmobile is first of all, the thing is loud. They're all Batmobiles are loud, but this thing
Yeah.
is so it's not as colorful as the previous one, but still it there's no weapons on this fucking thing that
The
I could see.
the only way I can rationalize it is Batman's getting
Doesn't give a
nice in
shit.
his years, is giving the villains a little bit of mercy and giving them a head start by like 5 miles.
Also the ability to get shot in the face, but the Batmobile
Yeah,
is sure it's a cool design if your thing
it's
is
cool for
I'm gonna
toys.
have yeah, but if your purpose is to be a vigilante, you look like I was man, I think I was 16 when this movie came out. I was so excited. And I was sitting there in the movie theater with my friends, and opening scene, I was like, Batman is kind of an asshole for this. The lines in the opening scenes are ridiculous.
Well, the entire dialogue of this movie is awful. The only good dialogue is what you said earlier between Bruce and
Yeah,
Alfred,
absolutely.
but
But it just
everything
keeps
else is just
getting worse,
awful.
worse and worse.
Yeah,
Batman and Robin start off with some dialogue, and Robin's like, I want a car, chicken sticks the car. And Batman's like, this is why Superman. I was like, fuck, man. And I was with Buddy, and I was like the hardcore Batman fan of the group, and they were all like, because I think Jurassic Park 2 Lost World was like in the room over. I may be wrong on that, but they I know they wanted to watch another movie, and I convinced them to watch this shit. And afterwards, they were all like,
I bet they never listened to you ever again.
yeah, no, they were like, mind you, these same assholes were the ones that convinced me to go watch Daredevil, the Ben Affleck movie. So we're even.
Okay, you're even. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, you're good.
absolutely.
But it's just the characters in these movies are just terrible. For Mr. Freeze, okay, they kept his backstory with his wife Nora,
I did
but
like
that's
that.
about it. Yeah, I like
That's
that
the
too.
only thing. Mr.
But
Freeze, Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Why was he wearing teddy bear
glitter?
flip-flops? Oh,
Yeah, I don't know.
forget
It's
the
just
glitter. Yeah, why
yeah.
was he shiny and shit? And
It's
his
just
henchmen, and he
the
sings to
hockey
them.
goons, and
He
then
makes them
Batman and Robin
sing.
having like ice skates on their boots, just everyday wear. I think just like I said,
No,
they have a
it's
backstory right, but his motivations are completely wrong.
and why did Diamonds power his suit? I remember my brother,
Well,
he
okay,
still makes fun of
that
that shit. He was like, why did Diamonds,
I'm guessing it has to do with
but why do
refracting
they make
light.
but why do they make it cold though? Like what.
Yeah, I
Like the science behind this shit. And mind you, you don't have to be
I don't know.
like Einstein or Oppenheimer. We're not asking for that, but it's just like, how did diamonds make that shit shoot out ice?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
You know
The
what I mean?
ice puns, good job to the writing team. That's the only props I'm giving you for this movie.
And
Doesn't
how
fit the
does Freeze
character, but
breathe? Like
good job.
his his face is essentially uncovered. So I'm like,
Yeah,
he can't breathe our air in the
no.
comics or in the animated series. So
Sure, I mean, I guess it makes sense like in his lair, but
yeah, in his lair, but like he's out and
eh,
about, like,
yeah,
you
it's
know,
just
and
I don't
the
know.
suit is horrendous. He looked like he was playing fucking football.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's not even the worst part about this movie.
No, absolutely not. That
But like
is
they're hockey goons, the ice skates, just
so there's a scene
I
like
can't
where
believe
they're headed.
Schwarzenegger signed on. Do people like read these scripts before signing them? Because
Well, you got to
how
remember at
how
the
much did they
time,
have to get paid to like do
at
this
the well,
movie?
at the time, Batman Forever, had made a lot of money.
Yeah.
So to be in a Batman movie in that era, even now,
Well, I get that,
people
but
were
like you
like,
still have to
yeah,
read the script first, right? They just
well,
sign it without
clearly
reading the script.
George.
Everyone didn't read it,
I think Chris was fucked. I think he
yeah,
had signed on for a second movie, so he was fucked.
probably.
There wasn't, and I'm not defending his Robin because he's essentially Nightwing in red, but
Well, yeah,
he
they even made
he
reference
was
to it.
yeah, he was contractually obligated to appear in the second one. George, I guess, when you're at the height of your career, which is something that Leo DiCaprio never went for, because he was offered a ton of shit and he turned a lot of stuff down. But I guess
Smart.
George was like, wait, I'm gonna get to be Batman? Fuck yeah. Did I even need
Okay,
to read?
honestly, I don't fault George for that because yeah, I think even given a bad script, playing Batman is just a bucket list role. But Arnold, Terminator,
Or
it's a
Uma?
massive step
Well,
down. Yeah.
Arnold has been in some shit movies.
Look,
Even
yes,
before this one, to be honest
but
with you.
even this is bottom of the
No,
barrel
yeah,
for him. It's
this is his worst
ridiculous.
movie ever.
And then you
Ever.
mentioned Uma Thurman just with Poison Ivy. That's my least favorite part of this movie is Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy's supposed to be in the comics, for all you nerds out there like us, extremely intelligent, like brutally
She has a
intelligent.
doctorate.
She's a doctor. And on top of that, she's incredibly gorgeous to look at.
I guess given the times, I'll forgive the trope that they use for her. fine. But the
No,
writing of her dialogue is
no, not
terrible.
me. I hated her from
Oh, I hated
the
her from the
first
first
scene.
minute
Because
too.
in the first, what was with them making her like geeky and dorky looking? Like Pamela
That's
Isley
just
in the comics, that's not how she even is. She's sexy as fuck when you first meet her.
yeah, that's just that stupid trope they have that I don't know.
I guess if you're smart and super overly intelligent, you're like odd looking. No, that's
I
not the
mean,
case.
they did this like this isn't the first time DC's done it. It's not the last time DC's done it. I hope they don't do it again. I hope they learn their lesson because it's a terrible trope. But even just like her backstory is terrible with
Oh yeah.
Woodrow Wilson, who is a Swamp
Everything
Thing
about
villain.
everything about her was ass.
Don't know what
Everything.
that's there. How they introduced Bane was awful. It makes sense, I guess, but
Bane's a
for
complete
everyone
moron.
who's
He literally is a
complains
moron.
about the third Christopher Nolan movie, it could be worse. It
Yeah, it
could be
could be
this
this
movie.
shit. Exactly.
And then just her overly sexual dialogue. Like, okay, in the comics, at least it somewhat has a reason. In this, it
In the
is
comics and in
no.
the animated series, she's sexy as fuck can
But she
be,
doesn't like
but it's
say
not like,
this.
ooh, you know, she doesn't say that cheesy shit.
God, it's
And
just so bad.
you could be sexy without like, being in your face about it, I
No.
guess is
Yeah,
where
I mean, yeah,
and
sorry,
then
yes.
there's a scene where like Batman and Robin are headed out to, fight crime, and he's got like a little like a Zoom call from Commissioner Gordon
Yeah.
where he's like, "Hey, there's a new villain in Gotham and he's calling himself Mr. Freeze." Wait a minute. The fucking cops aren't even there yet. It's the first time we're meeting Freeze. How the hell do you even know?
They probably just like stood outside and I don't know. This
Yeah,
entire
but it's not like he was walking around inside of the museum yelling out, "My name is Mr. Freeze." You know what I mean? It's like even as a 16-year-old, I
well,
was like,
they
"Wait,
could have had like a ransom call. I don't know. I think just the police and just in general in Gotham really is just and I made fun of this in like the Lego movie. It's just like just flip a switch, but really in this movie it truly embodies just flip a switch.
yeah." And
They
then
don't do
also the
shit.
dynamic between Batman and Gordon in
It's
in
not out of
in the
respect.
even in the Burton movies, Gordon just never really did anything. He was just kind of
No.
like light the signal, call Batman.
Yeah, exactly.
It
It's
could have been a fucking burglary at Burger King, and he would have been like, light the signal, have his ass take care of that.
yeah, because he
You
doesn't
know,
get paid. It's free labor.
I guess. And when they arrive, George Clooney in his Bruce Wayne voice tells Freeze he's Batman. He never switched up. I'm not. He didn't have to have cancer like Christian Bale did in the Nolan movies. I didn't want that, but I also didn't want, because people aren't idiots. You could be like, wait a minute, dude, you sound very fucking familiar. Because Bruce Wayne's a public figure, so people would be like, damn, I think that's Bruce Wayne, man.
Yeah.
Robin jumps in there with his motorcycle. He makes a Robin emblem on the fucking door when he breaks in through it with his
Yeah, that was
motorcycle.
just
I was like, wait a minute,
ridiculous.
how in the fuck? Um, I get it. Batman is prepared for absolute everything. How in the name of fuck they just had blades waiting in their boots to
Yeah,
ice
it's
skate? I was, God.
unless Batman and Robin go on dates afterwards to the local park, just go ice skating in the winter. No, just fucking no.
The laws of physics are not followed in this movie.
Not even
Then they go
close.
they go up into space essentially, almost
Yeah,
space. Um,
they breach our upper
in
atmosphere. It's
yeah,
ridiculous.
in a fucking rocket with no oxygen masks at all. They somehow break. Oh yeah, by the way, Batman and Robin have laser guns in this movie.
Which also physics wise for the melting doesn't make sense.
And and then they glide down on essentially the fucking doors of this thing, which are again clearly made out of
It's like
very heavy steel.
yeah, it looks like a snowboarding trick that they're
So
trying to do. It's
you wouldn't be
just
gliding off the fucking air in these things the way that these guys did. But anyway, uh, they do that, and then we get to a part where Batgirl is introduced in this
yeah.
movie. And again, Griffin and I, we're nerd doctors, so we read a ton of comics. This is what we do. Barbara Gordon, her not being redhead is not even why I'm
Yeah,
mad.
that's fine. Sure, we can go
She's
without
not,
that.
and I'm not, because a lot of people were They were really mean back in the day. They
Oh
were
yeah,
like
they
calling her
bullied
fat
her.
girl.
They really should have.
I thought she looked
No, not a.
okay.
Yeah, she was
She was an
great.
attractive looking woman. It's just she wasn't related to Jim Gordon in any way. She
Yeah.
was Alfred's niece, and she
Yeah.
had no English accent, but she'd been abroad in the
Studying.
UK.
Yeah,
So
it's just
nah.
crazy.
How the hell do you've been abroad in the UK for I don't know, probably all
Because
of
you're
your
studying
life,
at university. Yeah,
but you
at
don't
least
have
for
an
several
English
years.
accent? That doesn't no.
And then just her whole plot of like being in this movie made no sense. And then she just became Batgirl just out of the blue. Alfred already had a suit made.
Yeah, I guess
It
he knew she was coming.
was just ridiculous.
So she's there essentially because she races motorcycles because she wants to save up enough money to take her. Probably, first of all, Alfred works for the Wayne family, so he probably makes more a week than this bitch is ever gonna save up in a year racing motorcycles.
Yeah.
His salary probably he'd probably be like, I'm good. I don't. She essentially thinks he's like a slave and that they don't say please and thank you to him.
Yeah, they just completely mistreat him. And
She
again, just
wants to take him
observe him
away
for
from
five
this like how
minutes.
much money is she actually going to save up to take Alfred away from this life?
Yeah, because you're
Also, he's an ex MI6 agent, so I'm sure he's got a retirement plan.
yeah.
What
It's
is she going
just
to take him away from?
ridiculous.
I
I
could
don't
literally picture Alfred saying, "Nah,
like
bitch, I'm good."
current DC's had some bad writing, some really bad stories. But I always remember it's not as bad as Batman and Robin, because at least the stories now somewhat make a little bit of sense. This is just off the charts, makes absolutely no sense. Then we get the Batman credit card,
Yeah,
where
let's go on to the real stupid shit. So there's like an auction for jewels because they're trying to trap Freeze because again the idiot needs diamonds um for his
machine.
suit and his stupid
Yeah.
gun. And Bruce decides, well, let's auction off the Wayne diamonds because I guess there's no other fucking diamonds in Gotham. And Poison Ivy shows up and like enchants them with their uh
With their pheromones or whatever.
dust.
Yeah.
And so Batman and Robin get because I guess these two are there's no other rich people. They get into a bidding war over Poison Ivy, which is fucking retarded anyway.
But Robin did have a good joke in this scene, so I'll give him that. That's
You
about
know,
it.
Robin's essentially broke. He's a college student, although he looks like he's almost 40.
Yeah.
And there's a point where Robin says $1 million, and Batman says you don't have it, and Robin's like, I'll borrow it from you. And then Batman, the dumbest shit that he's ever done, even in the Adam West shows,
Yeah.
and you could hear the cha-ching sound, and he pulls
Yep.
out of his utility belt a fucking Bat credit card. Now Griff's gonna explain to you why that's fucking stupid.
So picture this for a moment. The card has Batman on it and everything. He had to go to a bank, full bat suit, with an ID, and go get this credit card. And open an account, put money into it, all under the name of Batman.
I mean, and I guess, yeah, you could look at that analogy and be like, well, that's stupid. Well, so is the fact that he pulled out a fucking Batman credit card. I know it's for a pun and it's for a joke, but it just came out cheesy and really
It just
stupid.
came out, yeah, it just
And
was terribly delivered.
anyone who is a Batman fan the way we are, which is we like Batman to be, you know, dark and gritty. Michael Keaton would never have done that. There's
Yeah.
no fucking way. And I'm sure, well, I want to say Ben Affleck wouldn't have done it, but then he did that one joke in Josh Whedon's Justice League. So, but I know Christian Bale would have been like, and so would Rob Pattinson. Because you can say what you want about Rob Pattinson, he was a really dark and gritty fucking Batman.
Yeah.
So that joke just was like, at that point, there's no defending this movie. You're like, Jesus Christ, he just pulled out a fucking credit
And
card,
it's not
dude.
even halfway over yet.
Like, you could say what you want about Green Lantern and any other stupid ass fucking movie that's out there. Like, seriously, sound off in the comments about stupid ass movies.
Especially DC
No,
ones. There's a lot of
yeah,
them.
no superhero. You could say what you want about Wolverine X-Men Origins. Yes, the claws looked like ass. No one pulled out a fucking Sabretooth didn't pull out a Sabretooth credit card and try to buy. God damn it, that was stupid.
It's just
I get it. It's a superhero
ridiculous.
movie. You're supposed to, have
Suspend
a
your
level
realism
of,
to an
yeah, but
extent. I mean,
we can
sure,
only
the bad
suspend it so
science, but this
far.
is something that everyone knows. Everyone
Yeah,
knows how to go get a credit
it's
card and apply for a bank account. It's
which
just
makes it all the dumber.
ridiculous.
And then you think that's it, but no, they're they just keep getting the there's
The
scenes in
dialogue
this
gets
movie
worse. The scenes
where
gets
Freeze
worse.
freezes things, and there's a particular scene like towards the end where like he freezes like the city, and a car door like slams shut, and you could see like the plastic wobbling, and you're like, fuck, man,
Yeah,
why? Why,
it's
dude? And then to
so
top
bad
things off, the director, Joel Schumacher, who by the way has made good movies. He,
and has apologized for this movie.
this dude directed A Time to Kill. How in the name of fuck did you go from A Time to Kill to this? He
Yeah,
apologized for this movie. He was like, you know what? The studio kind of, I take full responsibility, but I apologize. When your director apologizes for the movie, that is bad. This is by
but I'll
far
give
the
props to him for like acknowledging how bad it is and actually like publicly apologizing instead of just
yeah.
defending your bad decision, saying, no, 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 this was all purposely done because if you see this scene here and
Yeah,
this
no,
scene
this
here, it
movie.
all connects, or
He
like it's
was told
purposely
by the
this bad. It's
studio
just
100%, and this is true. He was told by the studio, "Hey, make this as toyetic as possible."
yeah,
That was a term in the late 90s, which
because
is
they just want to sell
they
toys.
just
But
wanted to sell toys. They
I
didn't give
bet
an
you the toy
ass.
numbers pass the box office.
I didn't probably. The toys
Toys
suck too.
sell. It's
I
Batman.
remember I remember the toys too. They did suck ass. Yeah, this is as a Batman fan, I have the dude tattooed on my arm. As a Batman fan, this is a downer, man. This is
Yeah,
just not a good look on the Dark Knight, to be honest with you. It's not I want to say it's not George's fault, but he did get a salary. He did,
yeah,
um in my eyes, he has since redeemed himself in the Flash. That movie's shit too, by the way. But
better than
just
this.
those few seconds, eh, I don't know if better.
It's
It's
better
up
than
there.
this.
In the few seconds that we did see him, he looked cool. A lot of people were like,
Yeah,
"Ah,
I think all these actors given a better chance, they could definitely do a lot better. I don't
Christian,
think they're going to, but we'll see.
Christian." Chris O'Donnell has said, "Damn it, that's the one I'd love to redo, man. I
Yeah,
can't go back in time and make myself younger, but I'd love to somehow revisit that
I think
and
we
give
all
the audience
wish that.
what they deserve."
And when Batman Brave and the Bold comes along, we'll remember it could be worse.
That is a stamp that people should be like, we do not want to do what was done in
Yeah.
98. Let's not do another Batman and Robin. Let's be better than Batman and Robin.
Yeah, let us know what you guys think about this movie. Obviously, as you can hear, it's one of our least favorite movies,
It's
probably of all time.
fucking horrible. I will
It's
say this
terrible.
though, no Batman movie since this piece of shit has been anywhere near as bad. There's been
However,
moments where you're like, oh, damn, but nothing like this.
but it still isn't the worst DC movie, and I'll stand by that.
Really? What is the worst DC
I still think
movie
it's
to you?
Catwoman.
Oh shit, I haven't seen it.
100% think it's
I don't want to
Catwoman.
see it.
No, you
I
don't have to.
probably agree with you. I'm really curious because I do have a friend, Paul. Uh, he was like, "Fuck you, dude." He likes this piece of shit over the Nolan movies.
I can understand how some people's guilty pleasure, but you have to have a certain attachment to it.
I
It's
have some guilty
ridiculous.
pleasures. There's some stuff that I like that no one likes, but in my opinion, it's nowhere near as bad as this shit. Just the dialogue in this movie, the suits are fucking ridiculous.
Everything's
Um,
dumb. Everything's bad.
the props, yeah, everything is stupid. I
Everything's
agree.
just bad.
Yeah, Batman and Robin is dog shit.